Viktor Orban and the Hungarian political elite consisted of 6 times smarter and intellectual people of the highest level than ever before the German government or ever the French government knew. That they had the one weapon in their hands to destroy the whole of Western Europe based on their plan to at that time. The property of the Hungarian people was sold on housing and practically deliberately carved a criminal people out of the Hungarian people, as the Hungarians had no other option to do so. After these costs were not borne by the post-crime investigation costs, those who stayed at home robbed the other half and forced them to crime so that they could somehow make a living from it, because Viktor Orban was much smarter than Merkel or Markin. So Viktor Orban knew that if he had sunk the Hungarian people to be able to lead the country, because no one will be able to be boo-boo. Viktor Orban has repeatedly stated that he only needs 2 million Hungarians. Partly because the other part agreed with the Jews is that he does not need all the others, and thus he is equipping a world of welfare in Hungary throughout Europe, and to the detriment of the Hungarians who lived there and who were allowed to be destitute in Europe. Hungary has the first crime rate in the world today, of which only 10% is dealt with by the Hungarian police. That Viktor Orban was much smarter and more refined than Merkel, that the Germans or the French are also proof that he is able to lead a country to this day, which has no official income in Hungary. Hungarians who have an apartment in Hungary and forced them to work abroad or commit crimes. In the commission of these crimes, this money is spent in Hungary, and from its sales tax and overhead costs I can moderate to live in a country where I live in a country where I live perfectly. No work is going on. However, the huge state apparatus that protects the government and criminals is able to support the fact that Hungary is withdrawing from everything that costs money. Neither the NATO locator nor the child wants to have a say. He doesn't want European control in the upbringing of Europeans. He doesn't want anything like that. He relinquishes all obligations from Merkel and Markin, who lived perfectly for him, and the Hungarian state, on the other hand. The criminal cost of these people is paid by Germany. The French and European states have created an artificial small state in Hungary. They can live without the money hungry end of the European Union. And the shortcomings of the system, because he knew that Merkel was so prime that I would not benefit the looted people but work would work, and the national economy as the French as the German as the European countries. The poor hit it all because both Merkel and Markin are so single-minded and silly that poor people regret the money for the victims of the Hungarian system. But what they don't see is that they take the money from my pocket by criminal people. Viktor Orban can be called a genius in this direction. I don't even know in history there was still a ruler from a ruined country, whose income is not the largest welfare country in the world, was able to make it subdued by Western European countries. Brilliant. Of course this would say any American or what I know that like a criminal state is not the right term, is not so, but this was caused by the primitive leaders of the European Union and European countries to create this situation. Viktor Orban clearly knew that Catholicism is not real Catholic. Germany and France can also take money away from Catholics. They are obliged to provide, while real Catholics like Tom are not provided with an apartment. So practically only criminals who earn a serious income for Orban can survive in Western Europe, as they receive all kinds of support from real Catholics who in turn threaten the Hungarian crime system in Western Europe. They will not prevail because he is replaced by the criminal. They receive all the social support, which if we look at practically all the social places, there are criminals in Islam and Eastern Europe.